بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ما بعد. Respected brothers and sisters, all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us this day of Jum'ah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us amongst those who are successful in this day, grant us the khair of this day and protect us from the evil. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. In our discussion regarding the benefits of fasting in the life of a believer, that what benefit this believer gets after he fasts. This can be any regular fast, but particularly the fasting of the month of Ramadan, because that is obligatory. If a person does the fasting of the entire year, but skips the fasting of the month of Ramadan, he will still be held accountable on the Day of Judgment, because that is fard, and fard can never be neglected under only extreme circumstances, and that is also a person needs to make up later on. So fara'id is something that a person needs to be very particular about, that my faridah is being fulfilled in the proper manner. If a person says, oh, the month of Ramadan has come, okay, I will just make it pass and later on I will fix things up. It's not going to work like this. The fixing needs to happen before the arrival of the month of Ramadan, because when there is a deficiency in fara'id, then everything else goes down. So this is why, if you will see in the life of Sahaba and the pious after them, they were very particular in performing their fara'id, and to the purpose of nawafil and optional salah or fasting is to give you strength in your fara'id, in your obligation. So this is why the faridah obligation, the fasting of obligation, this is something that a person needs to be very careful about, that how he goes about in fulfilling this order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we mentioned about fasting being protection and shield from all types of evil and any type of harm that can come towards the believer. And number two, we talked about fasting developing taqwa and ikhlas in the life of an individual. The next is fasting is the path towards good and fortunes. طريق السعادة والخير. It's a path towards developing good characters in the life of an individual. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, وَمَنْ تَطَوَّعَ خَيْرًا فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَهُ وَأَنْ تَصُومُوا خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. That if you were to fast, it's better for you, khair. And if you see in the Quran, Allah has used the same word khair in different contexts. Sometimes khair means wealth, sometimes khair means wasiyah, and many other things this word khair has been used. So what is this khair that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about? ما يرغب في كل شيء. Something that a person has inclination and desire towards, that is considered to be khair, and in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that brings blessings, that a person is in need of it at all time. Khair is something that is in the necessity of human being. A person looks for khair wherever he goes. He looks for khair in every aspect of his life. And this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is promising the khair of this dunya and the khair of hereafter in fasting. What is the khair of this dunya? The khair of this dunya, that fasting becomes the means of a person getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At-taqarrub ila Allah. And that is the greatest khair, when a person becomes close to Allah azza wa jal. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the distributor of khair. He distributes khair upon every single person. And when a person, through his fasting, he gets closer to Allah azza wa jal, then he is in a special book of Sahib al-Khair, the one who is the distributor of khair. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He brings khair in the life of this individual. And this khair comes in two forms. The first form is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him the ability to stay away from the disobedience of His. So a person leaves shar. because the opposite of khair is shar. So the first form that the khair comes in is that a person leaves evil. So by fasting, a person develops the ability to stay away from haram, to stay away from all types of evil and anything that can be harmful. And in the second form that this khair comes in is that everything that is beneficial for this individual, this person is granted through fasting. That when a person, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants him whatever he needs, whatever he wants, fasting brings him that thing through the channel of fasting. Allah Azza wa Jal grants him this khair. So this is why the benefit of fasting is bringing khair for us in this dunya and in the life of hereafter, as long as a person he is considerate about the etiquettes and the manner that he fasts or she fasts, then and only this benefit can be earned. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those people who are achieving this through our fasting and grant us the ability to take maximum benefit from it. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakum Allahu khairan. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha